The ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas is a story of deep historical roots, intense emotions, and immense human suffering. To understand this war, we must delve into the complex history and recent developments that have shaped this tragic chapter in the Middle East. Why did the war begin? The roots of the conflict lie in a long-standing dispute over land and sovereignty. In the early 20th century, the region of Palestine was home to an Arab majority and a Jewish minority. As waves of Jewish immigration increased due to persecution in Europe, tensions grew between the two groups. The United Nations' 1947 partition plan sought to create separate Jewish and Arab states, but it was rejected by Arab nations and Palestinian leaders. This led to the Arab-Israeli War of 1948, during which Israel declared independence, and hundreds of thousands of Palestinians became refugees. Fast forward to 2006, Hamas, an Islamist militant group, won elections in Gaza and took control of the territory. Hamas and Israel have since been engaged in multiple rounds of conflict, with Hamas firing rockets into Israel and Israel responding with airstrikes. The latest escalation began in October 2023, when Hamas launched a large-scale attack on Israel, killing over 1,000 people and taking hostages. Israel declared war on Hamas, vowing to dismantle the group's military capabilities. The events leading to the war, the events of October 7, 2023, marked a turning point. On that day, Hamas fighters infiltrated Israeli territory, targeting civilians in towns near the Gaza border. The surprise attack, described as one of the deadliest in Israel's history, shocked the nation and the world. In response, Israel launched a massive military campaign in Gaza, including airstrikes and a ground invasion. Israel's stated goal has been to neutralize Hamas's ability to launch attacks. However, the offensive has led to widespread destruction in Gaza, displacing hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. According to reports, thousands of civilians on both sides have lost their lives, and critical infrastructure, such as hospitals and schools, has been severely damaged. Humanitarian crisis. The war has created a dire humanitarian crisis in Gaza. With its border sealed, access to food, water, and medical supplies has been severely restricted. The international community has called for humanitarian corridors to allow aid to reach those in need. The United Nations has described the situation as catastrophic, urging both sides to prioritize civilian lives. In Israel, the conflict has also left deep scars. Communities near the Gaza border live in constant fear of rocket attacks. Families of hostages taken by Hamas endure unimaginable anguish, hoping for their loved ones' safe return. International reactions. The international response to the war has been deeply polarized. Many countries have condemned Hamas attacks, calling them acts of terrorism. At the same time, there has been widespread concern over the scale of Israel's military response and its impact on Palestinian civilians. Protests and demonstrations have erupted worldwide, with some supporting Israel's right to self-defense and others calling for an end to the occupation and greater rights for Palestinians. Efforts to broker a ceasefire have been challenging. Mediators, including Egypt, Qatar, and the United States, have tried to facilitate negotiations, but lasting peace remains elusive. Milestones in the conflict. 1. Hamas October 7 attack, a coordinated assault involving rockets, armed fighters, and kidnappings. 2. Israeli airstrikes, intense bombardment of Gaza in retaliation, targeting Hamas infrastructure but causing widespread civilian casualties. 3. Ground invasion. Israeli troops entered Gaza to dismantle Hamas' network of tunnels and strongholds. 4. Hostage crisis. Ongoing negotiations for the release of hostages taken by Hamas. 5. International aid appeals. Calls for humanitarian aid to Gaza amidst blockades and dire living conditions. A hope for peace. As of January 17, 2025, the war continues to claim lives and deepen divisions. Yet, amid the devastation, there are glimmers of hope. Grassroots organizations and peace activists on both sides work tirelessly to bridge divides, emphasizing shared humanity over differences. The dream of peace in the Middle East remains alive. For this dream to become a reality, leaders must make bold and compassionate choices. The world hopes for an end to violence, a resolution to the conflict, and a future where Israelis and Palestinians can coexist in peace and security. Conclusion. We all long for the day when the skies over Israel and Gaza are free of rockets and drones, a day when children can grow up without fear and families can live without grief. Let us hope and pray for peace, understanding, and a future without war. If you found this explanation helpful, please subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your engagement helps us create more content that informs and inspires. Thank you for watching, and let's work together toward a more peaceful world.